Well, this is the canned aisle at my local grocery store. Since I started pressure canning, I haven't bought anything on this aisle, and that's been years. In this video, I'm going to take you on a little shopping spree, and we're going to buy the basic ingredients that I used when I started canning. This is going to take me back to my beginnings. I hope you enjoy it. Well, let's start here. This is where I started on my canning years ago. This is where I learned how to do it. Start off with some dried beans. Pick the ones you like. I'm going to do some baby limas because I've got a gift I'm going to give someone who loves them. So we're going to do 2 pounds of Lima beans. Let's start off with this. They're $4.89. Okay, I like to season mine with real bacon. So let's do a couple of bottles of real bacon pieces, not this imitation bacon bits or even the small bacon bits here. I like mine to have a little more of a chunky bacon seasoning. So I'm gonna get a couple of these jars of real bacon pieces. All right, the last thing to get are the jars. We need to get pint jars, regular mouth lids. $9.89 a flat, so that's 12 jars for $9.89. I'm going to get my jars, and that'll be it for this project. All right, we're back from our shopping spree, and I've got all the fixings here laid out on the table. What we're going to do is show you where this is how I got started in doing pressure canning. I did something just like this to get me started. That was something simple, something I really couldn't screw up too bad. And this is what got me hooked, is how easy this is. So what we're going to do now is I've taken the limas and I've washed them off. And that's something you really need to do, because I've experienced where we got these bagged dry beans and had dirt and actually gravel in some of them. So you want to wash them off. You want to get them clean. There's nothing worse than biting into something you're not expecting when you're eating them. So I've got things laid out here. I do have a table salt. I do this to actually flavor the beans. I've got 5 jars laid out here because I'm going to do 5 first. That's what my pressure canner holds, is 5 of these pint jars. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my salt. It's about 1/8 of a teaspoon per jar. This is more for the flavor of the beans than it is for anything else. I like to have them a little salty. Then I've got my real bacon pieces. I'm going to put a few of these in per jar. This is just more flavor. We like to have bacon in our beans. So just a few pieces in each one of those. And that's really all there is for the spices. If you like additional spices, go ahead and put them in. Garlic powder, whatever you think is good for you and your family and how you do it. Go ahead and do that. I've got these beans now washed. This is a 1 cup measure. So I'm going to go ahead and now put just 1 cup of beans in here. This is so easy to do, hard to screw up, and it comes out so good at the end. You don't have to worry about the beans not filling the jar, because when we're done, they will actually be packed, and each one of those will be packed. So I'm going to go ahead now and enter my water. This is just regular tap water. You fill it up to the either the bottom of this funnel or to the top right here, this rim. Now that is a full jar. It's ready to go. And that's all you have to do. That's it. Go ahead and fill each one of these jars up to the bottom of the funnel or to that which equals the little rim on the screw bands. Guys, I don't know how much simpler this could be. Now, if you're worried about any air pockets and anything like that, you take your little stick and just cram it in, and that's going to release any of the air pockets that are trapped within the beans. You don't want to have any air pockets in there. And that's all that. Now you're going to take a rag and you're going to wipe off the rims of the jars. And as you do so, you're going to get off anything like maybe the salt had gotten on your rims. You don't want anything that would be prohibiting a good seal. Next, I'm going to take my lids that have been boiling over here, and I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on each one of these. Now that's better. You want to boil those lids so that the rim here, the gummy rubbery part, gets a little soft and gives you a better seal. Then you always want to use your stick with the magnet on it to pull them out of the water. Don't do a rookie mistake like I did and get excited and stick your hands in there, because you will. It doesn't take long to look at a hot pot, and neither does it take long to look at boiling water. You just want to finger tight these bands. So when you're done, this is what you get. You got the beans at the bottom, bacon bits, a little salt in there, and the rest water. And then what we're going to do now is stick them in our pressure canner. This power cooker holds 5 of the pint regular mouth jars, and it'll hold 4 wide mouth jars. I do the vegetables in a regular mouth jar so that we the wide mouth are good for the meats, because they just kind of pour out. That's not a big problem with the pouring out of the vegetables out of here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add water to the power cooker. You want it to be about 1/4 to 1/3 of the way up the jars. So hang on, let me get some water. Be right back. All right, so now I'm going to add the water to the cooker, and you want it to be about 1/4 of the way. Yeah, that's good. 1/4 way up. Next, you're going to take regular white vinegar, and you're going to pour that in. This doesn't help the flavor, but it does help keep the hard water from sticking to the sides of the jars, making it kind of cloudy, little powdery. So you want that vinegar in there for that. Next, I'm going to take this lid to this cooker, and when I do this, I turn it. That locks it. I can pick up, and it won't come off. When it comes up to pressure, then it's going to then seal. It will not allow me to open this cooker at all. There's also a little thing on the top. I'll take this lid off to show you. You want this to be on cook, which is right there. If you put it here, it's going to steam. It's going to let off the steam, vent the steam. So you lay it here, and that's going to cook. That's the cook setting. There we go. Now, come over to the pressure cook setting, and with vegetables, you cook them 40 minutes. Now that will then start, the little circle will start moving, and you'll know that this is now preparing to cook. It's coming up to steam. It's heating up. Once it reaches a safe canning temperature, this lid will be locked in place. I will not be able to open it. You'll hear a little bit of bubbling inside, but that's about it. There'll be no steam, there's no jiggler on top, there's no noise to be made. In fact, we're going to be pressure cooking right here, and about 10 feet away is our living room where the television is. We'll sit right there, and this won't bother us. We'll be able to do pressure cooking while we're dining, watching television at night. It won't bother us at all. So let's let this now cook. It'll be 40 minutes, and when it's done, we'll have 5 pints of beans. It'll serve about 3 people. So while that's coming up to speed, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of my jars and put these beans in them and get ready to do this. I hope you saw how easy this is. This is so easy to do. It's almost idiot proof because I've proven how simple it can be. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's come back in about 40 minutes and see what we've got. All right, well, it's coming up to steam. You can hear it. It's coming up. And there it is. Now it's cooking. And that's all the noise it's going to make. If you get close enough, you can hear a little bubbling sound inside. That's the jars boiling. That's what it is. It's under about 11.6 pounds of pressure. I'm pretty much at sea level here, so that holds good up to about 2,000 feet above sea level. So it's going to be at 11.6 pounds of pressure. It's going to be cooking at about 240 degrees for 40 minutes. So that does a couple of really important things. First of all, it cooks the food, and second of all, it sterilizes it. So that there's not much that can live after that much heat under that much pressure for that length of time. So when it comes out, these jars will still be boiling. As they cool down, the lids will then suck down, and that's what gives it its seal. So while I was waiting on this to come up to pressure, I went ahead and finished all of the jars. So 4 pounds of lima beans made these 12 jars, these 2 plus the 5 that are in here. These 12 are going to be a housewarming gift for my son and his bride. They like my beans, and they continue to get into my pantry and get my beans, so they're going to get their own. They can leave mine alone. These 2 plus these 5, those will go into our pantry, basically to restock the ones that my son's been eating. But that's the joy of canning, is that I don't have to go down that canned vegetable aisle anymore. I haven't done it since I started doing this pressure canning. Now I'm saving money. I'm eating better vegetables that are seasoned the way we like them. And I can store these in our pantry for years and years to come. This is a good way to do food storage. We're now going to wait the 40 minutes and then come back when they're done, and I'll show you we'll remove the jars from the canner, and I'll show you what they look like. All right, we're done. 40 minutes is up. Checking the steam, and there is no steam in here. So when you open this, you're going to open it, turn it, and you're going to open it away from you. That way the steam goes away from your body and you don't get burned. Inside, these are all done. And they are still boiling. Let me see if I can pull one over for you. They are still boiling. You can see that inside, bubbles, they're bubbling. They're still boiling, and they will for 20-30 minutes afterwards. But they are done. As they cool down, the pressure inside the jar will pull down the lid, making that popping sound. And when they pop, you know that they've sealed. But right now they are hot as blazes. There they go. Now I'm going to let them cool down. I'm going to change out the water because it's got some gunk in it. It looks like starchy water. I'll change that out, put in my next batch of 5, and then let it go for 40. This batch, a total batch of 17, will take me 3 batches. So there's 1, I'll do that, 5 more, and then 4. So 1, 2, 3, total of 4 times I'm going to be doing this canning for this project. Oh, there goes one. It just popped. Another one's just sealed. So they're starting to seal. The good news is these will last for years if you leave them alone. These are probably going to get eaten pretty quick. But this is how our forefathers were able to do their long-term food storage. They would take their fresh vegetables and do the pressure canning. And then that would let them last for them through the winter season into the next year. That's where this technology came from. I'm using more modern technology that is almost like a push button and forget. You do the prep work like you always would. You put it in the canner, set it up properly, and then you can go off and do something else. It's quiet, doesn't bother you, and it's a lot safer than the stovetop version. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope you catch the bug. This is easy. You can do this. Well, here we go. All 18 jars are now done. I've washed them, washed the bands, put the bands back on, and printed the labels, and we are now done. And you go, wait a minute, you said there were 19 jars. Well, that's because one of them got eaten before I could get the labels on. So there they are, the 12 that are packed for their gift, and the 6 that are left for our pantry. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, help us build our channel by subscribing to it, and remember to always be ready, be prepared, and be vigilant.